So today we start with the revision lectures. So from today, the revision lectures on superior extremity. Now you know very well the superior extremity. First of all, its definition. So what is superior extremity? The superior extremity is the region of our body. It is a region of our body. Yes. So it is made up of, yes, first of all it is made up of bones, then muscles, then vessels, then nerves, then lymphatics. So these are the main component of superior extremity. For study purpose, we divide superior extremity into the regions. So now starting from the bones, so the bones present in superior extremity. Now in the superior extremity, total number of bones present 64. The 64 bones present in superior extremity. Along with this, there are so many muscles. Then these bones articulate with each other and forming so many important joints. 3 joints are important. The first joint is the shoulder joint, then the elbow joint, and last one is the wrist joint. These are the important joints of superior extremity. Another small joints also present here, like superior radioulnar joint, the inferior radioulnar joint, the middle radioulnar joint, and so many small joints of hand. So, but the main joints are the shoulder, then elbow joint, and lastly there is a wrist. We start from the bones. You know that the 206 bones present all over our body. Out of that, 64 bones present only in superior extremity. Now, the bones. In that, the first bone present here, so that is the name of this bone is humerus. So is the first bone present. Then another bone present here, that is the radius. Then third one is ulna. These are the long bones. Another long bone present here, that is clavicle. Clavicle. See the clavicle, it is exceptional long bone. You know very well, all long bones in our body lies vertical. But the clavicle is the only bone which lies transverse. It lies horizontal. Another important thing regarding clavicle, so it is the only bone which lies horizontal and it is subcutaneous throughout. Subcutaneous. Sub means below, cutaneous means skin. It lies just below the skin. Remember, it is the only long bone which is subcutaneous and lies horizontal in our body. Then another features of this clavicle, see, it is the first bone to start ossifying. Means in our body, in intrauterine life, the development begins. So the first bone which start ossifying is clavicle. Another important thing regarding the clavicle is the last bone to be ossified. Yes, it is very important. It is the last bone to be ossified. The secondary centers of this clavicle fuses at the age of 25th. So remember, it is the last bone to be ossified and first bone which start ossifying. Understand? Another important thing regarding the clavicle, it is the long bone. Yes, it is a long bone. You know very well what are the features of long bone. Each and every long bone has got 2 ends. In between there is a cylindrical part, that is clavicle. Clear? And this the cylindrical part, so that is shaft. So what is shaft? The shaft is the portion which lies between upper and lower end. Say suppose this is humerus. So here we draw the humerus as a long bone. So this is head of the humerus. This is greater tuberosity. This is lesser tuberosity. In between portion is the shaft, and this is lower end. This is humerus. Now, each long bone is made up of two ends. In between there is a shaft. So this portion is the shaft. Now, another important feature of the long bone, the shaft containing a cavity inside, like this. So there is a cavity present in the long bone. So that cavity is called as the medullary cavity. So what is it? So it is a medullary cavity. So that medullary cavity containing a semi-solid jelly-like substance, and that is called as the bone marrow. So these are the important characteristic of each and every long bone. But we are talking about clavicle. So the clavicle does not have a medullary cavity in its shaft. So again, it is the important feature of the clavicle. So clavicle does not have medullary cavity. So it does not have bone marrow inside. So that is regarding the clavicle. Now the another bones also present in superior extremity. So like that. So there is a scapula. Is another bone present there. Then along with scapula, there are so many bones present in our hand. The carpal bones, metacarpal bones, and phalangeus. So the total bones present in superior extremity, the 64 bones. Now you know very well, these bones articulate with each other, forming important joints. Understand? Now, as I said, there are three important joints in our body. The first joint is shoulder. So it is the important joint, multi-axial joint of our body as well as superior extremity. Another joint present here, that is elbow. These are the important joints, remember. And third one, that is wrist. Now how these joints are formed? Now with the help of humerus, the upper end of humerus, that is head, and the glenoid cavity of the scapula, they are articulating with each other, forming the shoulder joint. Then the elbow joint, it is formed between the humerus, the bone of arm, and the forearm bones, the radius and ulna. So these three bones articulate with each other, forming elbow joint. Then the wrist joint, so it is formed by means of the lower end of radius, then carpal bones, the scaphoid and lunate and tracheal. So on these three bones articulating with lower end of radius, forming the wrist joint. Remember, it is also called as radiocarpal joint. So these are the important joints. Now as I said, for study purpose, the superior extremity is divided into the various regions. Understand? So there are important regions present here. Now what are these regions? Now first of all, in between this shoulder joint and elbow joint, the region present, so that region is called as the R. So it is R, it is the region present between shoulder and elbow joint. So this is arm region. Then between elbow joint and wrist joint, the region present is 4R. The region is 4R. Then in front of wrist joint, the region present is hand. Remember, these are the important regions of superior extremity for study purpose. Now, another region also present here. So the region present just below the clavicle. You know the clavicle, it is a subcutaneous bone. It articulates with humerus, scapula and clavicle. It forming joint with the help of this articulation. Now just below the clavicle, another region is present. So that region is called as the pectoral region. Pectoral region. So it is a pectoral. Then another bone also present in superior extremity, that is scapula. So surrounding scapula, another region is there, and that region is called as the scapular region. Scapular region. So these all are the regions present in superior extremity for study purpose. Now in this region we found the bones. Now first of all in pectoral region, so we found the clavicle, the first bone, because the region, pectoral region present just below the clavicle. Then the scapular region, the bone present is scapula, the posterior region. Understand? It lies just posterior to the shoulder joint. Then shoulder joint and elbow joint, the region is arm, where the bone present is humerus. Then the forearm, it is a region between elbow and wrist, the bone present here 2 in number, the laterally there is a radius and medially there is a ulna. Then in hand we found 3 types of important bone. As I said, the carpal bones are there, then metacarpals are there, and phalangeus or the phalanx. So these are the bones present in hand. Now in each hand we found the 8 metacarpals. In each hand we found the 5 metacarpals. In each hand we found the 14 phalangeus. Now first we study the osteology or the skeleton of hand. Now see, this is our hand. This is our hand. Now see what are the bones present here. As I said, the 3 types of bones present here. The first bone is carpal. The carpus, it is a Latin word. Its English meaning is wrist. The bones present in his joint are the carpal bones. Now what happened here? These bones are 8 in number. These bones arranged in 2 rows, 2 lines. Now say this is proximal row and this is distal row. This is proximal and this is distal. 2 rows of carpal bones. In each rows we found the 4 bones. We count these bones from lateral to medial. For that purpose, one slogan, as I said, to remember the carpal bones, the sequence of the carpal bones. So that is, she looks too pretty, try to catch her, like this. So this is slogan for the carpal bones. She looks too pretty, try to catch her. So these are the carpal bones. So these 4 bones found in proximal row and these 4 bones found in distal row. So the long form of each word. So the S stands for the scaphoid. Remember, counting begins from lateral to medial. So the S stands for the scaphoid. L stands for there is a lunate. T stands for there is a triquetral. P stands for there is a pisiform. Another important bone present, the pisiform, it is the important one. Why it is important? It is a sesamoid bone. Again, it is very important to remember. So it is a sesamoid bone. Then what are the features of sesamoid bone? Sesamoid bone, it is a seed-like bone. Seed. So these bones grows, or the ossify, the grows in muscle tendon. Remember, these bones do not have periosteum. What is periosteum? It is outermost covering of bone. Now another important features of the sesamoid bone, these bones develop after birth. They does not follow the law of ossification. So seed-like bones develop in muscle tendons, do not have periosteum, develop after birth. These are the few characteristics of sesamoid bone. The largest sesamoid bone in our body is patella. Patella, it is also called as kneecap. Now pisiform, so this bone develop in muscle and name of this muscle is flexor carpi ulnaris. Patella develop in quadriceps femoris. Another bone present in our body, the sesamoid bone, that is fibula. The fibula bone, it develop in lateral head of gastrocnemius muscle. Another bone also present in our body, the sesamoid bone, so that is rider's bone. So rider's bone develop in adductor longus muscle. Remember, rider's bone. So these bones develop in the people's riding on horse. So that's what is called as the rider's bone. So these are the few important features of the bones of present in our body, the sesamoid bone. So the pisiform is the sesamoid bone. So remember, these bones found in proximal row. Now what about the distal row? The distal row, again we count these bones from lateral to medial. So there is a trapezoid, trapezium, capitate and hamate. Remember, these are the carpal bones arranged here. Now in front of carpal bones we found the metacarpals. Now we found the 5 metacarpals in one hand. Now the 5 metacarpals. Now see, this is first metacarpal. Again the counting began from lateral to medial. So this is first metacarpal. This is second metacarpal. This is third metacarpal. This is fourth metacarpal, and this is fifth metacarpal. So the 5 metacarpals present in each hand. Now after metacarpals we found the phalanges, the phalanx, the 14 phalanx or the phalanges in each hand. Thumb, it consists of 2 phalanx only. What are they? Now see, this is proximal phalanx, this is distal phalanx. Remaining 4 fingers consist of 3 phalanx. What are they? See, this is proximal, this is middle, and this is distal. It is for the index finger. Then middle finger, proximal, middle, distal. Ring finger, proximal, middle, distal. Little finger, proximal, middle, distal. So this is the skeleton of hand. In your examination, you just remember the name of carpal bones, then counting of metacarpals, and the name given to the phalanges, which is the proximal, which is the middle, and which is the distal one. So that is important for exam point of view. You should remember the arrangement of carpal bones, how they are arranged in this, the proximal row, the distal row, and each bone present in each row. Then numbering given to the carpal bone, metacarpal. This is first metacarpal, the second metacarpal, the third metacarpal, the fourth and fifth. So this is regarding skeleton of our hand. Now the humerus is the longest bone of superior extremity. It is made up of 2 ends, the upper end, lower end. In between there is a shaft, the cylindrical portion, forming the 2 important joints in our body. Upper end forming the shoulder joint, and lower end forming the elbow joint. Then in forearm we found the 2 bones here. The laterally there is a radius, medially there is a ulnar. Now these bones forming 5 joints. This is again important, 5 joints. What are they? Now the radius and ulnar, they form 3 joints. They articulates with each other, forming 3 important joints. Now on the superior side there is the superior radioulnar joint. This is, then middle portion there is the inferior middle radioulnar joint, and inferiorly there is the inferior radioulnar joint. The upper end of radius and ulnar articulates with lower end of humerus, forming the elbow joint. And remember, the radius, only the lower end of radius articulates with scaphoid, lunate and tricutor, forming the ridge joint. Remember, ulna does not take part in formation of ridge joint. Remember, it is very, very important. Only the radius, the lower end of radius, and the carpal bones, because the ridge joint is also called as radiocarpal joints. Means it is joint between radius, lower end of radius, and the carpal bones, the superior surface of the carpals, scaphoid, lunate and tricutor. So this is regarding the short idea about the each and every bone. For exam point of view, the humerus bone is important. Then the muscle, it gives attachment to the skeletal muscles, the upper end, lower end. Then radius, ulna, these are the important. The scapula again is very important. Clavicle is again important. Your examination, these bones may be asked in your practical as well as oral examination. So you should remember the muscle attachment for all these bones. Then what are the joints formed with the help of these bones. Then last portion regarding these bones. So you should remember the applies. So what is the applied regarding the bones? So the commonest applied anatomy for each and every bone. So that is fracture. Remember, this is sign of fracture. Remember, not hash. This is sign of fracture. So the fracture is the important applied anatomical part for each and every bone. Now what is the important regarding this fracture? So there are few common sites where the bone get fractured. So that you should remember. Then what is the commonest site for the fracture of clavicle? So at the junction of medial 2/3 and lateral 1/3, it is the commonest site for fracture of clavicle. So that you should remember. Then another important thing regarding the clavicle. So it is a collarbone. It is also called as the beauty bone in case of female. Why it is a beauty bone? Because it is subcutaneous fluid. That's why it locates properly. So that's why it is a beauty bone. It signifies the beauty. Then the humerus. So what are the important regarding humerus? So the common site of fracture. So there is a surgical neck. The surgical neck is the commonest site of fracture of humerus. Another commonest site, there is a supracondylar fracture, the lower end. There is ulnar nerve related. So these three are the important site of fracture of humerus. The surgical neck, if there is a fracture to the surgical neck of humerus, then what happens? Obviously, there is a fracture. Okay, so there is a movements restricted. Then what another important applied part, or what are the signs and symptoms of fracture? If there is a fracture to the surgical neck of humerus, now first you should know what is surgical neck of humerus. The surgical neck of humerus, it is the part of humerus which present between upper end and shaft. It is a part of the constricted portion which present between upper end and shaft. Now what important structure related here? Here there is axillary nerve related. Axillary nerve, it is a branch of posterior choroid brachial plexus which just winds the surgical neck of humerus, then ascend upwards, supplies a deltoid muscle and teres minor. If there is a fracture to the surgical neck of humerus, then what happens? The axillary nerve get damaged. If the axillary nerve get damaged, then what happens? So there is a paralysis to the muscle supplied by axillary nerve. As I said, the axillary nerve supplies only two muscles. Remember, the deltoid, the muscle of shoulder region, and teres minor, muscle of scapular region. So the both muscle get paralyzed. If these both muscle get paralyzed, then what happens? The movements of the shoulder joints restricted. Not only all movements, only the movements of deltoid get restricted. Then what are the movements of deltoid? Deltoid is the main abductor muscle of shoulder joint. From 15 degree to the 90 degree abduction at the shoulder joint, the muscle responsible for that is the deltoid. So remember, if there is a surgical neck of humerus get fractured, if there is an axillary nerve related there get damaged, then there is a paralysis to the deltoid muscle and there is a loss of abduction. So that is again important. Then if there is a fracture to the lower end, there is supracondylar fracture. Now remember the supracondylar fracture, so here there is a ulnar nerve related. So here there is a medial epicondyle. So again it is the commonest site of fracture supracondylar. So medial epicondyle, again that portion of humerus is subcutaneous. If there is an accidental jerk, understand? If there is an accidental jerk to this medial epicondyle, then there is a funny sensation along with the humerus. Understand? If we get the accidental jerk to this medial epicondyle, then what happens? There is a funny sensation occurs along with humerus. That's why humerus is also called as the funny bone. Remember, if the supracondylar fracture is there, then this ulnar nerve get damaged. Then what happens? The ulnar nerve supplies 15 muscles present in hand. The hand comprises the 20 muscles. Out of these 20 muscles, the 15 muscles are supplied by ulnar nerve. If here the ulnar nerve get damaged, then all these 15 muscles get paralyzed. If there is a paralysis, then all the movements of his joints get restricted. So the condition occurs, and that condition is called as a claw hand like this. So there is a claw hand if there is a supracondylar fracture. So that is regarding the applied anatomy of the humerus.